Hello, everybody, and welcome to another recorded gamecast of the Age of Mythology 1v1 Summer Tournament. I'm Chrono JJ, and tonight's matchup for you guys is Iron Maiden versus Shadowfaxx. Probably not two of the more known players, but they're both pretty good. And what's kind of unique about both of these players is that they play a lot of the original AOM, so not even the Titans. They play a lot of the original AOM on Game Ranger, and they're both pretty good players, but maybe don't play Titans quite as much as like some of the other players, so that kind of sets them apart just a little bit here. But yeah, they're both really solid. Iron Maiden, I think, kind of plays kind of a hodgepodge of gods. Shadowfaxx, I think, as well, but you have to remember they're kind of used to more of the Age of Mythology meta as opposed to the Age of Mythology Titans meta. But they both play pretty good. I mean, they're both pretty high skilled players, but maybe not the most familiar. Though Iron Maiden probably plays a little more Titans than Shadowfaxx, and especially with this tournament settings where you got to switch gods every game, that'll make things a little bit interesting. I doubt we'll see them playing Atlantean, which is, I think, maybe most people would appreciate that. Real quick, let's just take a quick look at the bracket. If you haven't seen all of my streams for this tournament, you might want to close your eyes or minimize the window or turn the sound off, because there could be some spoilers on there. Real quick, just looking at who we looking at. Shadowfaxx versus Shelty, right down here, right at the very bottom of the bracket, and with the winner of this will move on to play the winner of Skady versus Matrius, which I have not yet streamed yet. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 more round 2 games to go, so that's pretty cool. And after tonight, only have 3 left. So we got Ozone and Blossom Goose in the chat, ready to go. It's a beautiful night. It's the middle of summer, but it feels so great outside. I've got the windows open, got a nice little breeze blowing through the house, and that just makes me so happy. It's very fresh in here, and hopefully we're gonna have some real fresh gameplay for you guys. So let me just pull up my game here. Hello, Ozone. And we should get started in about 10 seconds. So it's great weather outside, great in here, great to have you guys aboard. Let's have some fun. So far, all the matches in this tournament have been pretty good, and we will hope that continues. So summer tournament, we will jump right into game 1 of our match. This is a best of 5. Shadowfaxx versus Iron Maiden. This looks like Sea of Worms to me, and yes, it is. This is an awesome map. Oh man, I like these non-standard maps. They excite me. But real quick, let's go over the players and what gods they have. So we've got Shadowfaxx in red. He is the Thor. And on the bottom is Iron Maiden in the blue. And I told you we probably wouldn't see Atlantean in the very first game. Proved me wrong. He is Kronos. So Kronos versus Thor on Sea of Worms. Now, what makes this map so different? Well, it's right here. Every player, which in this case only 2, doesn't start with towers, but instead starts with a Civ-specific fortress, or for the Atlanteans, it's the palace, and for the Norse, it's the hill fort. Now, kind of the goofy thing about it is that because you can't train any units until heroic age, it's really just kind of a defensive building until the end. Well, not till the end, but till we get heroic. Otherwise, we've got water on the edge of the map here, kind of a little side pond, I guess you could say, that results in kind of a semicircle on the map. So yeah, I like this map. It's a bit unusual. Iron Man should consider shooting this boar with his fortress instead of the Villi, and also maybe. Oh, this is kind of inefficient what he's got going on here. Yeah, you wanna try to, because Atlantean Villers, they kind of shoot kind of slow. Try to get the buildings in with the villager killing the boar and kind of hurry it up a little bit. We've got a dock up here, and his other villa's way up there. I'm hunting some a reindeer or elk. And then we got the deconstruct here just to slow down the dock build a little bit. Against Norse, maybe not the most effective of deconstruct because the Norse player can just rebuild with the Ulfsark. But maybe slow down a little bit. We'll see. This fishing ship is at max fish, and actually he does have 170 wood, so he is looking to pump out some more fishing ships, and he can't. So maybe not so bad. And actually Ulfsarks do build docks very slowly, so this one has been stuck at 25 for a while. He really wants to get some more fish out, but he can't. Did use the initial mine. That's very common for Thor, so that they don't have to build an early ox cart to get the gold. He also does not have, that kind of hurts a little bit, he's got his hunt just outside a line of sight here, and villagers do gather faster from hunt as opposed to like berry or chicken. So he is a little bit behind as far as like food gather rate. Getting his second dock now. When I talk about this map, I think Kronos probably does pretty well against Thor here, because the Kronos can really get some early pressure. Yeah, he could deconstruct the starting fortress. You don't want to do that though, because when you deconstruct a building, you get the resources back for it. So if he were to deconstruct this, he would be giving the Norse 250 wood, 250 gold, and favor. So like if you're doing that to like starve him of gold, just by deconstructing the hill fort, you're giving him 250. So I mean, it could work out if you're able to gold starve because of the only defensive building being down. But I don't know. It really, in my mind, isn't worth it because you're giving them 500 resources plus some favor. So he'll probably end up deconstructing another dock in Classical Age, and should be sending his temple forward. Yep, there he is. So he'll send his temple forward, try to get some harass in on, maybe could either try to kill a dock or some harass in on the vills. There is the hill fort here, although the hill fort doesn't do a ton of damage. And I don't know. A lot of players, you'll see Kronos players just kind of go all in on docks and try to kill them, which it can work. You just have to, if you don't kill the dock, you're kind of wasting all of your early pressure. But the Iron Maiden will be up. About 430 is pretty standard. And the Thor is actually a little bit, actually a lot slow, about a 5-minute up. So that's actually, I'd say a little bit worrisome for Shadowfaxx because of how slowly he's aging up. And he only has 2 docks. He's probably in pretty big trouble because Iron Maiden, because Shadowfaxx is aging up so slowly, should be able to probably kill a dock and then deconstruct the other one before Shadowfaxx even makes it to Classical Age, or pretty close to it. Like, he's got the Herseer out on the Oracles, but he doesn't do much damage in Classical Age. So, okay, he is trying to get his next dock up. And we now have the 2 boats showing up already. The Kronos early push can kind of play this like Mediterranean, essentially. But the early Kronos push is pretty tough. And really wants to get this dock down, and then he can deconstruct the other. How close is Iron Maiden to... he's got maybe 30 seconds left. And will he get this? Maybe not. Oh, Shadowfaxx is also housed to... Oh, yeah, 37 to 45. Well, not quite housed, but will be shortly. And we got another Promethean out. We'll probably get a deconstruct soon. And then he'll be down to just 1 dock and not very many boats. And yeah, get in on that. Herseer, don't want to lose him. Oh. Okay. Actually, get a little too distracted by this Herseer. Needs to come back and finish this dock off. There's only like 500 hit points left on the thing. And then the deconstruct should be coming. Okay, the deconstruct is ready. So we'll probably see that. Yep, there's deconstruct. And just finish off this dock. And Shadowfaxx will only have 1 dock to make make buildings from, or not buildings, make boats from, and Iron Maiden can also attack this house as well. Just wants to be careful not to lose his Promethean to the Herseer, but Iron Maiden in a really strong position. Just Shadowfaxx just aged up way too slowly, because once you age up, that's when Herseer and Olsarks get more attack. Like in Age 1, Herseer and Olsarks only have like 2 or 3 attacks, so it's kind of pointless for them attacking. We have a forest fire down here, just on the trees. That really won't accomplish a whole lot. Let's build a building. Doesn't even, or just burn the forest. A little bit idleness, but oh, he doesn't. Iron Maiden doesn't want to let him get that second dock up. His boats are kind of out of position. He really shouldn't have been able to build that. But Shadowfaxx is kind of way behind. You see, he even tried to build this barracks here, and he might not be able to the point where he's defending with dwarfs. What does Shadowfaxx have? He doesn't even have a land. Oh, here's his lone Olsark right over there, and he's kind of substantially behind. Just fishing with 2 fish. He kind of has 2 pointless docks here in the corner. That doesn't protect a whole lot. These Promethean are killing houses, and that's a very quick GG. Wow, that's the power of Kronos on water. He can really be strong. So that's a very quick victory for Iron Maiden. I will assume he picked that map because it seemed like he kind of knew what was going on, and Shadowfaxx kind of a little bit lost. Kind of hurt he didn't have that boar scouted, which was partially why he advanced so late, and also the dock deconstruct actually did do more damage than I thought it would, and also slowed him down. And we can see that just the food totals just way behind. Couldn't get that food he needed to age up, and was about 433 to 509, 36 seconds late. And you don't want to be late against Kronos. So that is a very quick game 1. That'll just kind of, whet our appetite for some longer and close game 2, 3, 4, 5, hopefully. Ozone, you doing good? Blossom Goose, you guys good? All right. I'll assume you are. And game 2, we'll just move right in, is Zeus versus Zeus on Ghost Lake. Zeus v Zeus. On the top, our top Zeus player is Shadowfaxx. Our bottom Zeus player is Iron Maiden. So Iron Maiden red, Shadowfaxx blue. Initial 2 boar hunt there, and we'll see if there's more starting boar. No. But we do have 2 pack of our caribou here. You never catch these live. You caught it live tonight, Mr. Nico, so lucky you. So 2 pack of hunt. Now I'm looking at Iron Maiden's hunt, and he has some very generous hunt. They're pretty close to his base and also pretty close to each other. This is about as good of hunt as you'll get on Ghost Lake. It's also 10. I think 10 might even be the max that you can get. So 10 times 2, 20, very close to each other. Shadowfaxx not nearly as beneficial. He's got 1 pack over here, and then the other's on the other side of the ice way over there. So at least as far as the hunt, it definitely favors Iron Maiden, just how it placed. Gold is, got a gold mine way over here for Shadowfaxx, the other one here. Iron Maiden's got one there, and then the others are over here. So gold pretty much pretty even. Town centers as well. We got actually 2 very forward town centers. Right towards the middle, you kind of got this middle dividing line across the map, and they're right on that middle. So Zeus v Zeus. I would think that, I don't know. I'm not a huge Zeus player as far as 1v1, and I don't know if I'd ever be able to say I've played a 1v1 Zeus v Zeus. So I'm trying to think of, like, trying to predict what gods they would go, because they'd have Athena with Restoration and the Minotaur, or Hermes with the Centaur and the Ceasefire. You could kind of go either way. I would probably think the Hermes would be better. You can get a little more out of your Centaur in an open map like this, because obviously you can't wall the middle where it's just ice. And you don't get, like, against other gods, like in Norse, you can get some really good and strong Minotaur pushes, but Zeus does pretty well against Minotaur, so Odysseus really pounds them down. So I would think we'd see a Hermes, maybe from both players. I think it'd be more likely to see a Hermes, and then maybe some Centaur raids while they get town centers, or if Iron Maiden sees his hunt so close together, he could go for Athena, which is generally more of a food-based army composition, and try to do some heavy classical age pushing or fighting. So we'll see what'll happen. You kind of want to get people or your opponent off of the early hunt. So actually, you know, we might see some pretty quick advances with early heroes being trained. Probably maybe 430 to 445 advances. Their names are very unusual, Iron Maiden versus Shadowfaxx. We got one which is just named after the band, and then Shadowfaxx, which is named after Gandalf's horse. This is kind of a bit of an aside, but I don't know, if I were like choosing my online moniker, I don't think I would base it off of a horse. Like, what do you can call me Secretariat, at least he won the Triple Crown, but now we're just being named after Gandalf's horse. Not even a real horse, at least the band's real. But yeah, I don't know, it's kind of weird. Shadowfaxx does also go by the name No Mercy, which to me is probably a little bit more cool than just a horse. But he kind of likes to play Shadowfaxx in the tournament games, which I don't know, it's kind of weird. But whatever. And we do see a Hermes for Shadowfaxx there, and we see for Iron Maiden Hermes as well. So Hermes versus Hermes. So that's essentially right. And they do both have their heroes out. And oh, Grugnir, Odin's Spear, which does improve hoplite attack. So that's kind of useful. What's the other relic up here on the top? Walls are stronger. That's actually not a bad relic either. It doesn't get a lot of love, I don't think. But it's not too bad. Denny's GSS. Why Chrono JJ then? What are you asking? I'm not really sure. Oh, Chrono JJ. You know, I'd wish it were cool too. It's really not that awesome. We got the little bit of attack here. So we both got each player's heroes. So I'll give you an answer, but we got some stuff going on in the game here. A little Vil fight. Trying to get us around on Jason so he does not do too much damage on the Vils. But this is, ooh, we got some low Vils here because of the polar bear. He actually should be able to push or maybe kill the Vil if Shadowfaxx isn't careful. But he is required. I mean, this is a lot of idle Vil time actually. Shadowfaxx is taking the losing end of the kind of the hero harass, where he's actually just completely idle. We've got that first Centaur coming in the bottom, and now the other one coming in up here for Iron Maiden. And we've got Odysseus. Oh, this Vil has like 1 hit point. Oh, that's a nice bolt. Now the Centaur can clean this all up. But on the other hand, we've got Shadowfaxx cleaning up down here. And Shadowfaxx has bolted that. So that just allows Iron Maiden to... Or not Iron Maiden. Shadowfaxx to get in on the hunt. So actually, when you compare the bolts and the pressure, I think maybe eventually Shadowfaxx ended up on top. But Shadowfaxx should not have stayed on this hunt though, and he's forced to use Ceasefire. Shadowfaxx can only play Ra and the rest suck. See, I thought Shadowfaxx also played some Isis as well. Seems like he's typically played Isis on Vubli. But so Shadowfaxx, kind of a bit of a misplay here. I think he was probably hoping that Iron Maiden would send his heroes here to defend, and instead Iron Maiden kind of rolled the dice, so to speak, and sent them up here, hoping that Shadowfaxx didn't send the Vills to the base. And because Shadowfaxx kept his Vills on the hunt, he had to cast Cease Fire, otherwise he would have lost too many villagers. So, and Cease Fire is a very huge god power. Not only does it buy you time, but it's often used late game where, like, especially Zeus, who has really good siege, gets that forward town center down. Like, say Shadowfaxx grabbed this town center late game and he's got it, and Iron Maiden manages to kill it. He'll then cast Ceasefire, take the town center, then bam, he's got a 4-2 town center advantage. And oh, trying to wall this off, but not in time. We're gonna have these 3 centaurs pick off the poor lady. You never be by yourself, my lady. And she's dead. Is Iron Maiden getting the Centaur? So Iron Maiden got the Centaur upgrade while only having 2 Centaurs. Shadowfaxx went for 3 Centaur first and is now getting the Centaur upgrade. And Iron Maiden needs to be a little bit careful here. Okay, he's running his Vills. Odysseus coming down. He should be able to kill this. It was because she has a skirt on. I don't know. Do they wear skirts? I think it's more of a toga kind of a thing. And Odysseus misses his first shot, gets with the second. Yeah, the unupgraded Centaur cannot dodge arrow fire. And we have Iron Maiden a little bit behind as far as town center grabbing. Shadowfaxx has grabbed his first one. Iron Maiden needs to get some pressure on because... Okay, here we go. He's finally going to get some pressure on this Vil. These 2 shots, and then 2 more will kill it. But Jason comes over to kind of put a stop to that. Centaur versus Centaur, kind of the advantage is the player that is almost defensive, because he can typically take advantage. He's going to get all 3 of the special shots, which never miss, will almost take out a Centaur, which kind of, in Zeus v Zeus battles, the defender gets the advantage because he'll typically have more of his Centaur closer to use. So Iron Maiden's going to have to be careful down here that he does not get all of his hunt killed. Does he have another? He doesn't even have another... he's got a lot of favor, but not making. Yeah, here come the Centaur. They will, insta-kill. Why Zeus Mare? They just both went Zeus. Hey, Red Van. Red Van Triple S. They both went Zeus. Now, in this, if you're not familiar with this tournament, they cannot repeat God choice. So you'll see some kind of maybe unusual God matches in. Oh, the first shot almost misclicked and shot at the storehouse. Could have probably killed that Vil that's almost dead. And now these Centaur are in a really bad shape here. Shadowfaxx will be able to pick, should be able to pick all 3, or all 2. I can't count, all 2 of them off. And yep, there it is. It's not blind pick. No. Can a Hades Perseus kill a villager with 1 hit? No. The Perseus' special only works on myth units. No, it's not blind pick. So one player would pick... The way I assume, hi, I love AOM. Well, I think most of us probably love AOM. That's why we're here. But the way the rules should work is the player who picks the map will also pick his god at the same time, so that the second player who's not picking the map can kind of maybe react. So I think this is Shadowfaxx's map. And oh, just talk about running right past the Vil there. There, now he gets it. Alright, he is dead. These ones are kind of running up. Iron Maiden is getting way behind economically. He's, without walling this off, the forward hunt is just a little bit too greedy. It's just not safe to grab. And oh, Shadowfaxx coming down here, trying to grab a 3rd town center. And Iron Maiden is also, he might have to do a ceasefire. Yeah, it's not, losing all the Vils isn't worth it. And we'll see if Iron Maiden does ceasefire or tries to defend this with his heroes. Looks like he'll be able to defend. And is getting a few shots off. And yeah, so it does at least push that off. Although the... Ooh, see, Shadowfaxx could really kind of circle around and probably kill a Vil or 2. But on the same token, Shadowfaxx is also getting his 3rd town center and walling off the map here. pretty standard play. What's going on here is you'll kind of get all-in raids and such with centaurs, and be walling off, trying to get them out of your base. I don't know why this wall is not building here. Oh, there he goes. Must have been in maybe Fog of War. So you can't, well, you could actually pick off, maybe if he runs right next to the wall here, pick that off, but won't be able to. And now we can see kind of, oh, gotta run. Yeah. Oh, that's the one bad thing about the Centaur special, is it takes a long time for them to wind up. So you can kind of retreat if you're able to. Iron Maiden should not have picked this fight. Well, actually, okay, I missed that fact that Shadowfaxx had 2 really low Centaur. The reason I said he shouldn't have picked it initially is because Iron Maiden already used his special attacks, and Shadowfaxx hadn't. But I guess that trade turned out okay. Both are at 3 town centers. Let's real quick check the villager eco upgrades. First line for all of Shadowfaxx, and oh, Iron Maiden doesn't have any. No hand axe, no pickaxe, just husbandry and a hunting dog. So Shadowfaxx, so far, playing it better. He got that second town center earlier. So the Centaur special attack, it's kind of a long wind up, which you'll see when they first attack, if we see it. Well, now we're going back and forth. It's a long wind up ranged attack that never misses. That the attack will always hit. The only way you can dodge it is if like you garrison the targeted unit. So you see the long wind up and then hits every time. So like normally the Centaur can avoid all ranged attack, but not the Centaur special. So that's kind of why the Centaurs, the special, is so good against other Centaurs, because they can't be dodged. And we just kind of got this Centaur dance here, but 2 of Iron Maiden's only are like 1 shot. And we'll see what happens here. Oh, see, that's like just losing his full HP Centaur for no reason there. And yeah, you're right. At what point do you think they should transition? I'd say right about now. There really should be no more Centaurs being made, just because there's so little spot that really can be hit. Although we see Iron Maiden still making 4 more Centaur. Really at this point, a Zeus versus Zeus like this, you should really have pretty much all of your vills behind walls so that you can't get attacked. These players might kind of just continue making Centaurs for a while, but yeah, I'd think at this point maybe end the Centaurs and just focus on getting like eco upgrades and such. Like Iron Maiden doesn't even have pickaxe yet. Like he should definitely have pickaxe instead of one of these Centaur. But he does have 6 Centaur. Oh, you could pick this one off. But now here comes these 4 specials. And we got these 2 Centaur almost dead. It's a little Centaur dance here. So like you see, normally they're trying to micro the ones that are getting targeted, because outside of the special attack, you can't hit if they're moving. And yeah, it kind of ended up basically even as far as the trades here. Iron Maiden does have this one, though. He should not. Ooh, Shadowfaxx should not have fought that at the very end. So Iron Maiden actually cleaned up and has actually grabbed the score lead, mainly just because of that fight. And we have Shadowfaxx getting pushed off of his hunt here. Kind of a precarious town center, though Iron Maiden also has a precarious town center here as far as villager positioning. Really should consider walling this to here and over to here. And oh, Shadowfaxx chopped too much wood. And the Centaurs can run in. Should really kill the lone Centaur first. But okay, it wasn't too bad. So Shadowfaxx did reach age 3 faster than Iron Maiden. Iron Maiden's eco upgrade, or eco, is a little bit out of sync right now. You can see he's got 1,400 food and only 400 gold. And again, does not have hand axe or pickaxe. And we've got Shadowfaxx with the 2nd wood upgrade as well, and is making a market. This is pretty standard. You'll get some initial pressure with the Centaur raids, and then kind of hop up all the way to Mythic. Shadowfaxx chopped through the forest up here as well. Iron Maiden could potentially pick off a few vills here. if he notices. He doesn't even have this scouted at all, so he doesn't even know there's actually a lumber camp or storehouse here, and instead he's contenting himself to chop away at this house. Like this, so close. There he goes. He might see it now if he moves forward just enough. Oh, yeah, there you go. We'll be able to kill a few vills here. Shadowfaxx seems kind of... Okay, he's just coming up with his army here, so just one. Most overpowered god power. Ooh, the Manticore got a few centaur there. Most overpowered. It kind of depends on what you're looking at. Like, definitely, in my mind, the strongest individual god power is flaming weapons. But Norse kind of need that strong god power to be competitive. But like without flaming weapons, it's really bad. Locust, when used right, can be really good. With the nerf on the Voobly balance patch, it's not so good. But like original Locust was really good as well. But in my mind, probably flaming weapons is the best. Ragnarok is also really good, but it's kind of not that super good without flaming weapons. Like it's almost flaming weapons is more of the power behind Ragnarok than actually the Ragnarok itself. Yeah, got quite the variety of different opinions. There's quite a variety of good god powers, and it just kind of gets to, you know, all your opinion, and most people may be a little bit subjective at times. So we are almost up mythic for Shadowfaxx, and he's up at 1711. Iron Maiden is aging as well, but he's about a minute and a half behind. Yeah, I wouldn't say Vortex is OP. In 1v1, it's not so great. He did sneak this army in back here, getting a few Vil kills. And hopefully we'll notice and run now. Who is Shadowfaxx? Shadowfaxx is primarily an Age of Mythology vanilla player. He often plays under the moniker No Mercy. For some reason, when he plays on Voobly, he plays as Shadowfaxx, which is, as Cameron said, Gandalf's horse. Ooh, Shadowfaxx is used Underworld Passage. I hear it. I don't see it. There it is, right there. Alright, he could maybe have cast it a little better because he's going to have to get through this wall first, which is going to give Iron Maiden some time. And Iron Maiden still does have Ceasefire. Shadowfaxx just got this one. He's trying to get at this town center before Iron Maiden can respond. And actually, this is the aging up town center, but there's no way Shadowfaxx will kill it in time. But Shadowfaxx is quite a bit ahead as far as economically. Iron Maiden, not too good of eco upgrades. Shadowfaxx got all the second line, but Shadowfaxx needs to use this Colossus a little bit more efficiently. He's just trying to kill that Vil, which he can't even reach now. Iron Maiden building Hippocon as opposed to Shadowfaxx's, or no, Iron Maiden Hoplite, Shadowfaxx Hippocon. Here comes the Acropolis to get at this town center. Iron Maiden might be forced to use Ceasefire here pretty soon, because he doesn't have the heroes to kill the Colossus. And there's the Ceasefire, almost a little bit too early. Really probably should have waited a little bit, because you can pretty much full repair your town center during Ceasefire. He really should have waited. He could have probably prolonged the Ceasefire, maybe 30 seconds, which would give him a little bit more time afterwards to kind of get back. Because I assume that Shadowfaxx is pumping out armory upgrades. Yeah, he's got 3. He got that unique tech for Hephaestus that makes him cheaper, so he's getting all the armory upgrades, and Iron Maiden is trying to follow suit, but he's just a little bit slow. He's about that minute and a half behind. So he's about a minute and a half behind with everything. So yeah, we don't see any armory upgrades yet. He's just now got that technology that makes him really cheap. So it should be queuing up pretty quick here. There we go. That's the first ones queued up. trying to wall this off. He does have it walled. Almost consider upgrading the wall. That's a pretty big upgrade. Didn't repair his town center, though. Dionysus Hephaestus better than Apollo? I don't know. The underworld is pretty strong. Really, though, I mean, Shadowfaxx could have almost just forward built and attacked here. Well, he's got some heroes. Bellerophon is a big dude. You don't want to lose him for no reason. Or if this is the case, he's just not being used. Oh, now they're moving. And need to be careful that the Acropolis is only shooting at the hoplites here. And this Colossus is... I would actually get all of the hoplites in on this underworld. Try to get the underworld down. Get the underworld down. Ooh, he's just kind of moving his army in. And where's... Oh, Bellerophon's dead. Should kill that underworld, because that's really the only way that Shadowfaxx is attacking is through this underworld. So the hoplite should really be on the underworld to finish it off. In fact, he could have killed the underworld. Yeah, he could still kill it. It seems like Shadowfaxx is kind of falling behind as far as military production. I don't know where they're all coming from. Like, he almost has, like, where is his military buildings? They're all down here, which is kind of weird. He's like queuing his units from here to the underworld when it's not really that much farther up here. But oh, he's not getting at that underworld, and now we have the villas being prepared. Yeah, that might be coming, Mr. Ozone, in the next patch. Iron Maiden is still falling behind. He's got just the first line of armory upgrades. Shadowfaxx got the second line of everything. And this is just kind of the downside of just aging up a little bit more slowly. And now forward building with some towers as well. Acropolis kind of just really tanking damage a little bit, I guess. But they could get at this. And there's no counter pressure being put anywhere by Iron Maiden. So this is all in Shadowfaxx's kind of court right here, and he just, with ceasefire already being used, as Shadowfaxx gets this town center down, it'll be pretty tough for Iron Maiden to come back. And Iron Maiden's got to come forward and probably fight with some villies to get on the Acropolis here, but these Acropolis live forever, and he's got upgraded Toxotes with, he's got all the armory upgrades now. Oh man, that's tough. And we got medium Toxotes versus champion with fully upgraded. So this is a really strong push for Shadowfaxx. I don't think Iron Maiden will be able to hold this at all, because this is also his trade town center as well. And yeah, that's going down, and Iron Maiden's just too far behind. And really probably made just a few too many Centaur, and was just a little bit inefficient with his early economy. We saw that he had like 1,500 food when he only had 400 gold, so that kind of slowed him down too from aging up. And that is GG, so a strong mythic push. It is GG. What is the best upgrade in the game? Now that's, again, a very... there's so many good upgrades. Like Forge of Olympus is one of the best upgrades in the game. That's the one that makes armory upgrades cheaper. That is a solid upgrade. I don't know if it's the best. Like Shadoof is also really good as well. Like, I mean, you got a whole strategy that relies on Shadoof. It's such a good good technology as well. Met it with sand. Version of Ghost Lake and Oasis. That's would be cool because the white is kind of blinding. Yeah, you're right. You're right. I don't have an issue with it, but I know it's kind of based on some people's monitors, where it's brighter for some. So we got it 1-to-1. Well, that's cool. So at least now we know this isn't going to be a 3-0. So far, none of our round of 16 matches have been a 3-0 sweep. So that's pretty cool. Iron Maiden also fell behind without. He was slow with his eco upgrades, and we can look at the post game and probably take a look, and we can see, yeah, he's just fallen further and further behind economically. Vil count, he's actually equal, but economically falling behind, and that's just the lack of eco upgrades. And Just too slow to advance. What do we got? Shadowfaxx at 17:11, and Iron Maiden almost a minute and a half behind, and that's too long. And Galactico says, "Wow." Welcome, Mr. Galactico. I'm so glad I got my little chat box fixed so that we can see Twitch can kind of intermingle with YouTube and so on. Okay, so that is game number 2. We will move on to game 3, which should be Iron Maiden's map. And remember, no repeat god choices, so no more Zeuses for either of these players. So game 3, we shall see what comes here. Magic versus Joe match yesterday was awesome. Well, that's cool. I didn't catch it. I was at work. Loki v Loki, another mirror matchup on Marsh. Who are their mains? Real quick, we got I'll get to that in a second. Shadowfaxx is our player in the red. So far, they've been consistent with the same colors. That makes it nice. Shadowfaxx red with Loki, and Iron Maiden is blue with Loki. So Iron Maiden is a Thor main. That's Dark Risen has played a lot with Iron Maiden. So Iron Maiden, yeah, normally Thor, but he plays quite a few different gods. I would say his Egyptian is probably his worst. I don't actually see him play Egypt as much. Shadowfaxx, probably, someone earlier said Ra. I thought he played more Isis than Ra. But he also plays a little bit of a hodgepodge of gods as well. Both these players play a lot of Age of Mythology vanilla on Game Ranger. Shadowfaxx more so than Iron Maiden, so they don't actually play a super ton of Titans. Iron Maiden more. So anyway, we got Loki v Loki on Marsh. I like this. Who is Shadowfaxx? Shadowfaxx is also known as No Mercy. That's what he typically plays under. And he might also have another name as well. In fact, Dark Risen could maybe help out. I think he maybe knows him. But Shadowfaxx plays as No Mercy normally, but for some reason when he plays on Voobly, he'll usually play under Shadowfaxx, which really confuses me. I don't understand that. Like, I don't know why you would have two different monikers you use at the same time. Like, that just boggles my mind. And of all monikers, why would you choose a fantasy horse? Shadowfaxx, that's Gandalf's horse. Like, why would you choose that? I don't know. I don't like it. Let's real quick look at the relics. We've got more hit points for buildings. We've got archers, trolls, centaurs cheaper. We've got myth units cheaper. Okay. And villagers farm faster, so nothing super awesome. Good evening, or rather good morning. It is evening for me, maybe morning for you. Somebody earlier asked, where did my name come from, since I was making fun of Shadowfaxx. So my name isn't also really that great. I'll kind of give an abbreviated story. So back in the day when I first started using the internet, so like 2000, I was playing Chrono Trigger, which it's an RPG for the Super Nintendo. An awesome game, and I loved it. So because it was my favorite game at the time when I started going online, well, I just be Chrono. And then the J comes from my name. My first name is Josh, so it was initially Chrono J. But Chrono J really sucked playing Age of Empires 2 online, and Chrono J's rating got way down, like noob status. So Chrono J was retired, and I made a new nickname, Chrono J. And Chrono JJ didn't quite suck as much as Chrono J. So thankfully, if that name would have gone all the way down to noob level, yeah, we would have, as Dark Risen puts in chat, it would have just kept on adding more and more J's. So kind of the J's are what's the word I'm thinking? Directly related to my skill level. And in fact, Chrono JJ was my third nick because I had a J Chrono J, which also sucked. So yeah, Chrono Trigger, great name. But about the game here. So we're gonna see probably just a lot of hearse here. Yeah, very original, isn't it? Isn't it really? Very creative back when I was 12. Very creative. And I stuck with it because why not? You know, it's actually not a bad name, I guess, when you come to think of it. I suppose there's worse names like Shadowfaxx. So yeah, maybe Red Vans SSS is kind of the same way. Maybe it was originally Red Vans, and then Red Vans had to make a new one, and then a new one after that. Yeah, that's what I did back in the olden days. Chrono Trigger, it's a great game. If you haven't played it, it's, I don't know. I haven't played it in a while. Some of the old games don't quite age as well, but I know people still love it. It's just come out recently. I think there was a Steam release, which was initially bugged. Is Two Temple good as Loki or Temple plus Barracks? I think typically we would see a Temple plus Barracks because generally a Loki will eventually mix in a few throwing axemen at some point, and of course you can't do that with your double Temple. But we see Iron Maiden going double Temple. Looks like Shadowfaxx might be going for Temple Barracks. Having said that, though, when you talk about using throwing axemen to combat the Hersier, the throwing axemen, the one bad thing is that they're so slow. So if you're making throwing axemen, you're kind of by default going to be on defense, which hurts a little bit because then you'll always be responding to raids as opposed to doing them. And yeah, we see Barracks, Temple, and now we're going to see our first initial Hersier fights here. Whew. So Shadowfaxx, where's his hunt? Shadowfaxx is hunting back. Iron Maiden still has his back. Zoom in. Oh yeah, I like all these. Got them just all magically just around his town center. That is kind of cool. These, okay, they're whacking away at the pig, maybe to get some favor to get that Hall of Thanes upgrade. Hall of Thanes upgrade, very important. It costs 300 wood, 10 favor. It makes Hersier run like 1.1 speed faster, which is huge. Speed is everything. So he's got his 10 favor now. He needs 10 more wood. Okay, now we'll probably see it getting trained maybe right now. We're probably going to see it. Think Jess improves in AOT? I don't know. Probably. I mean, generally anything that kind of helps you think faster or analytically would help. I mean, it's a strategy game. Chess is a strategy game, albeit substantially different. These pigs. But playing AOT plays AOT. That's probably the best way. But yeah, there's a variety of things. I mean, I think kind of anything, probably most real-time strategy games kind of improve a little bit as long as you're working on your faster APMs. But we do have, so Shadowfaxx used Spy on the Villies, and Iron Maiden used Spy on nothing yet. I prefer to see Spy being used on the enemy raiding party, so I'd like to see Shadowfaxx or Iron Maiden Spy on the enemy Hersier. Oh, gotta watch out for your Ulfsark here. Well, these games were played this morning? Really? I didn't know that. Okay. Yeah, I don't know if there's a way that you can... I don't know if he manually does this, so if there's some way to automatically get them to circle around. I think he manually does. I don't know of any way to do it automatically. But yeah, I would like to see a Spy used on the enemy raiding. So, these pigs are a weird flex. But okay, they are a little bit weird. Oh, so we've got both players with a little bit of a raiding party and a little bit of a defensive army trying to both fight off raids and raid at the same time. No, Hersiers do not move slower. The relic essentially weighs nothing, I guess you could say. Iron Maiden does not. Does he have Hall of Thanes? He does not. Whereas Shadowfaxx does. How close is Iron Maiden to getting Hall of Thanes? So he's only 40%. Yeah, Maiden does have a lot more pigs. We've got 14 pigs to 4, so I didn't notate that earlier, but yeah, Iron Maiden must have really scouted the middle faster. He does have his back hunt scouted. He might want to consider, probably once this boar is done being used to... He's hawking the pigs, you guys. He's probably going to want to move off of hunt, or at least this forward hunt, and go to the back here. Does he have any sort of eco upgrades? He just has husband or hunting dogs. He has a ton of ills on gold. That's a little bit overkill. Getting a little bit eco messed up. Shadowfaxx also kind of the same thing. I mean, this is kind of typical for Norse, though. We have we're very vulnerable hunt up here. And oh, Iron Maiden, this is way too risky. Way too risky. Iron Maiden is coming back to defend, but I don't like this. He needs to retreat and go back to his base. This is a winning fight for Iron Maiden, or should be. He's got more Herseer. Okay, yeah, I'm kind of surprised Shadowfaxx is fighting that for so long, guys. Who are the top Loki players nowadays? Goldmax? No. Shelty's pretty good. Sun Tzu's pretty good. Harrow's pretty good. Yeah, that worked out pretty well. I mean, that was a bad fight for Shadowfaxx. He was kind of way behind in Herseer production. Iron Man at 92 pop. Shadowfaxx is at 79. So he's about probably 4 or 5 Herseer short. And again, losing some more units here. So far this is going pretty well for him. And Iron Maiden does not have that hunt scouted. Getting a surround on that Herseer. And ooh, that's a big fight for Iron Maiden, but he needs to watch out for his hunt here. Okay, and it's just oh, he does get on this hunt. Oh, that's big. That might be GG right there, because that's going to be a ton of Vills dead. And in fact, Shadowfaxx hasn't even noticed this, or if he's thrown his mouse in disgust. And yeah, that's going to be GG. You can't afford to lose all of your hunt. And okay, we got Iron Man just running backwards with his hunt. That's kind of the safe thing. And GG. So Shadowfaxx calls it on the hunt raid here. Yeah, you're right. The wall's kind of, you're right, as Qwerty says. He kind of directed him right up to the Vills here. Yeah, he kind of had... Shadowfaxx was in a bad spot, though, because he did not get very many pigs, so he was kind of forced to hunt somewhere. So that's kind of... I mean, he had to hunt, but you're right. Kind of the way these walls worked is it kind of just... it was kind of like valet parking in a way. The walls just kind of valet parked the Herseer right on top of the hunt. And that was GG. Who are the best players of all time? Man, you're getting into a huge debate. Are the modern day players better or the old day players better? Well, the game is played much more refined and much better now. So like if we were to just travel back in time and put the old experts as they were against the new experts would absolutely kill the old experts. I mean, you can watch old recorded games and just so efficient and not good. But I mean, you have to consider 15, 16 years of making the game better and playing, and you'll have that. So the new experts are better. I would say, now here's the funny thing. I've only ever watched like maybe 1 or 2 of Magyar's Rex. He was playing when I was not around. So I never actually experienced him. So the 2 best players in my mind are Magic and Mista. And after that, it's kind of a hodgepodge. But anyway, we're going to go to a brief intermission. I need to update the scoreboard and the gods. I typically do that after game 3. So Iron Man is up 2-1. And we are going to put it on the summer overlay, update the god choices and such. So, hey guys. Oh, by the way, first night with the new haircut, guys. Magyar. Ferd was so good. See, I don't think Ferd was really that good. I used to play Ferd quite a bit. I usually beat him. But when you're talking olden days, the 3 best players were GP, Skipper, and Hope. Ferd was good, but he wasn't a top player. But anyway, I need to update. So remember that players cannot repeat god choices. So we are going to update the I got on our right side here. I will update kind of our god choices and matchups so far. And do I have access to the Magic and Joe Best of 5 series? No, I didn't even know it occurred. I guess somebody was talking about it earlier. So what we have, Nature Phoenix was pretty good. He would be like second tier old god skill. Let's get so Iron Man was Kronos game 1, and we had it was game 1 the Kronos versus Thor. So where is my Thor here? This is Thor. Bye. What are you saying bye for, man? Oh, you got to go to school. All right. See ya, Dark Risen. I'll catch you later. And then game 2 was Zeus v Zeus. Well, that makes it easier. 2 Zeus. And then game 3 was Loki. So we can get that. Man, we got some activity in the chat tonight. And Zeus, King. See, I'm not familiar with King either. He also played when I was not around. So let's see. Now we need to get our wins up. I wish there was a way to like do this faster. There probably is. So copy, paste, and paste again. And we have so far our stuff up. So game 1 was on Sea of Worms. Game 2 was Ghost Lake. Game 3 was Marsh. Hello, Mr. Kurt. Godel Kurt. We are in just a very brief intermission. These rec reviews have been great, hence the good activity. Thank you, Mr. Luke. Yeah, I think these have gone pretty well. I really enjoy this tournament and the settings that are. So let me get our next game here downloaded. Give me a second. I accidentally closed the thing that I had. So let me get this next game. Remember that spoiler free. This is always try to keep it spoiler free. So I don't even know the results. That's why I only download the first 3 games. And then I will I will download this next game this one game next, and then one game after that. So let me see here. I have to try to like block part of my screen so I don't see the results too. It's kind of weird how I have to do this, but alrighty. So we are up to Sea of Worms of game 1, game 2, game. Oh, hold on. I almost downloaded the wrong game here. So Shadowfaxx. Nice piano. It is a nice piano. My wife plays piano. I kind of will occasionally kind of whack on it. And we'll see. So, alrighty. So this is the next game here. So no spamming all eggy. Yeah, that's what's great. Is players have to change their gods every game. No repeat gods. That's awesome. I love it. Alrighty, we are ready. Game 4 has been installed and we are ready to go. So any other comments before we move over? Yeah, I hope more tournaments. This is great. I love this tournament setting. Which I keep saying over and over. So we will get to game number 4. We're tied up 2-2. No, 2-1, not 2-2. 2-1. Iron Maiden up. We will move on to game number 4. Actually, give me just a second. I need to. Oh wow! Give me a second. All right, game 4. We are ready. Let's go. Most people. We get a lot of players on Steam, but most of the tournaments are on Voobly. Where's Despair? Heard he chose his name to contradict Hope. I don't know. Despair I've never seen him on my stream. So Shadowfaxx versus Iron Maiden. Game number 4. Ravi Ra on Acropolis. Alright, so Shadowfaxx is Ra in the red, and Iron Maiden is also Ra in the blue. Now Acropolis, you might be like, well, what in the world is this map? Well, this is one of the non-standard maps that players can choose, and you can see it's very defensive. We've got 2 towers at the little opening to each base. There's a town center on the I guess your cliff, I guess you could say, your cliff fortress here. And then we've also got nice small gold mine, but a large gold mine, which is very important. That's an extra 3,000 gold. Yeah, we got some mirror matches this game. Typically I prefer non-mirror. What is this god statue? It's just kind of a part of this map. You each get a god statue, so it does nothing other than it's just there. Now, Shadowfaxx chose this map in the first round and just did a standard 2 town center Ptah fast heroic, which is pretty normal. And Iron Maiden will likely also do a 2-town center fast heroic. Yeah, you're right. Shadowfaxx does not have a back gold mine at all. But we've got a large gold mine, 6,000 gold. He'll be able to mine this for a very long time. But if he doesn't take any sort of map control, he will be in a bit of a pickle because the closest gold mines are right in the very middle of the map. And then the other two are back here. Iron Maiden is at kind of a pretty nice second map there, or second gold mine there. I don't know why. It looks like Iron Maiden is scouting with his Pharaoh. That's a bit of a mistake. He really doesn't need to do any hunting or scouting, I guess, because he can age up. Oh, another thing I didn't notate is that it's kind of too late to tell now, but you start with additional resources on this map, like an extra 200 food and 200 gold. So it kind of helps you age up a little bit faster. So yeah, the reason he's doing the double monument is because of that extra resources he started off with. So this is not, you're not going to see standard build orders because of that extra resources, which I forgot to tell you guys about, and now it's too late to kind of see. But it looks like Luke knows about starting with more resources. Good strategy on this map is the raw 2-town center fast heroic. It's probably the best strategy because the weakness to the raw 2-town center fast heroic is getting pushed off of your second gold mine. But because your starting gold mine is 6,000 gold instead of 3,000, you really have no worries of getting pushed off of your gold mine. Plus the fact that your second town center is perfectly safe. All you have to do is wall a little bit if you really needed to against like a fast rushing civ, and you're fine. So Ra is probably the best god on this map, and the 2-town center fast heroic is probably the best strategy. That's what Shadowfaxx did last time in the first round, and he won really easily. So Iron Maiden hurt himself with all of his scouting. That's a 25% empowerment that he's losing out on, and he's also kind of hurting himself right now that he's empowering his gold mine with his Pharaoh instead of his town center. I mean, if we're talking just strictly mathematics, obviously 7 vills, 8 vills times 0.25 is a lot more, well, times 1.25 is a lot better than 4 vills. So, you know, I don't think I have to go into that anymore. And Shadowfaxx is up. He'll be up about 430. You can tell he's prepared on this map. 430 is very fast advance for Ra going into a 2-town center fast heroic, and he's got his favor, tons of favor. He'll probably be spamming Petsuchos in heroic age. He needs to get a few more vills on gold though if he wants to grab that early. Yeah, the other one you watched was Shadowfaxx. That was the previous series. I casted Shadowfaxx playing on this. In his first, I think it was Shadowfaxx. Maybe it was somebody else. It might have been somebody else now that I think about it. I can't remember now. Somebody else picked this map. No, it wasn't Shadowfaxx. It was somebody different. No, it was the player who played against Who played Strange Strike? Grandmonster did. That's who it was. Grandmaster did this, and Grandmaster and Shadowfaxx, I think, hang out quite a bit. You know, cyber hangout. They're cyber buds. So maybe Grandmaster told Shadowfaxx to do this. Iron Maiden is up. He'll be up 5 minutes. That's a little bit slow. Yeah, it wasn't chat. You're probably a little bit behind in chat. Yeah, it wasn't Shadowfaxx. It was Grandmonster. So yeah, we're not going to really see much activity in this game for a little bit. You'll see both players just kind of trying to age up quickly to 2-town centers and then heroic. Shadowfaxx so far is doing a lot better. He's aging up faster, getting the town center up, does he have plow? Oh, he doesn't have any eco upgrades, so he's forgotten to get his plow and husbandry. That's important. You need that for rain. There is plow. Do archers get extra advantage is shooting from cliff or higher elevation? Yes, they do. They're at full cliff. Archers will get an advantage shooting down at a unit that's not up there. but it is only at like full cliff height. So what we see here. So you don't actually see that very often in game because it's pretty rare that you get yourself in a position where you're at a full cliff length higher than the opponent. And it's only archers that get that. So not ranged siege, just archers. They actually do more damage and they take less damage. It's kind of an unknown aspect of AOM. And oh, he already has husbandry. Never mind. So he's got plow, he's got husbandry. He's going to be doing rain well before Iron Maiden should be. In fact, he should be using it pretty quick here. There's his rain. So yeah, Iron Maiden is just, he's got a lot of farms here. Does he have plow? He does. He does have husbandry. Okay. 30 pop to 31. So Shadowfaxx is just about a vill or two ahead. Gets his rain in first, so he gets more of an advantage from the rain. Your rain benefits yourself more than the opposition. I think it's like a plus 300% and a plus 200%, something around there. So in a Ravi-Ra battle, you want to get your rain out first because you get more of a benefit from it. You get more eco earlier, which will allow you to advance faster. Iron Maiden, okay. Yeah, that'll put him quite a bit behind. We should see about an 8-minute advance. That's pretty quick. On a standard map, you kind of aim for maybe an 8:30. 30 seconds faster is pretty good. And there's his armory. So yeah, he'll be up right just after 8 minutes. And up with Sekhmet. Oh, okay, that's different. I like Sekhmet. Sekhmet doesn't get quite enough love. Surprised Iron Maiden isn't casting rain. There it is. Kind of inefficient mining here. He needs to try to cram your vills in between the mining camp and the gold mine. So it needs to kind of cram them in. We can see this tree is kind of scuffing things up. They're walking all the way around the tree. What kind of other eco upgrades? Does it have pickaxe? That's good. So he will be aging up about 40 seconds slower. So he'll be 40 seconds behind when it comes to making an army. Early in a Ravi-Ra battle like this, I'd almost be tempted just to do a fast mythic. I wonder if we're going to see like a shifting sand scarab push. Like you'll train a few scarab and then shift sands forward. It's kind of an all-in strategy. It's not really safe. And now we come to Migdol. Here, what are you trying to say, Mr. Hero? Is he making more scarab? He is. So we're gonna see scarabs in a lot of them, and probably all chariots, maybe a couple camels out of the Migdol. So Shadowfaxx is going with scarabs. Oh, what kind of best of? Oh, sorry, best of 5. So this is match point if Iron Maiden wins. Iron Maiden is up with Hathor. And he will be making his Migdol. You don't want to build forward. That's a mistake. It looks like he's building forward. Especially because he's behind. Aging up, you should not be trying to build his Migdol forward. And actually, that's going to leave him wide open to the shifting sands scarab push, because he's not going to have anything in his base. And I think we are going to see the shifting sands forward. He just needs to get line of sight with this chariot. I think he's got the chariot there to get line of sight, and yeah, he's moving forward now to do exactly that. And here comes a shift. 4 scarabs. Probably would have... Iron Man just resigns just like that. So we don't even get to see anything else. So Iron Man just kind of outmaneuvered there. And yeah, he has no heroes. So these scarabs would have killed both that town center and the other town center because there is nothing. So yeah, the insta win based on that shift. Yeah, yeah, you don't want to the forward migdal. Generally what you do, you build your forward migdal to secure a gold mine. You still got 3,000 resources here on your base gold mine. You should just build it here, but he was almost a minute behind aging up. So we probably at that point, even with the shift, without having any heroes to react, couldn't have done it. He really probably maybe should have anticipated that. I mean, you got two rains to get tons of food in for a lot of scarabs. So there it is. So yeah, we have one more game. That was a very quick one there. So 2-2-2. So we will have a match point. Hopefully it's a close game. So far, they're kind of not really been any long games in this. They've kind of been pretty quick. So real quick, we will update. Yo, what's up, guys? We will update our last game there. Get that up on the screen. So Ra v Ra. That makes it easy. Ra v Ra with the Shadowfaxx taking the win. So Shadowfaxx ties it up to the tie-breaking game. So game 4 was Acropolis, and do remember, no repeat god choices. So Iron Man's got Thor. His main is Thor, so he's got Thor for the last game. But let me download the last game here and try to block the screen so I don't see the results. It's kind of annoying to have to do. So okay, Sea of Worms, Ghost Lake. All right, so game 5 will be on random. So no map choice. It's just random, which makes a little bit lucky, depending on what god you're gonna choose. You might be hoping you get a certain map. So game 5, random. Oh, this is it. This is for the series tie-breaking game. Real quick, let's look at the post game. I'm just kind of interested in comparing. Yeah, we can see first rain just gets way up there economically. He's just quite a bit ahead. Shadowfaxx, a little bit more of experience with Ra. So game number 5. Here we are. Let me update my... I almost got you guys stuck on the wrong overlay. So game 5. Shadowfaxx Iron Maiden. Winner moves on to the round of 8. The loser, I would assume, is already at home. Well, maybe at home in mom's basement, but proverbially the loser goes home. And Odin v Odin on Anatolia. I wonder if they had like an agreement to do mirror matchups. So Odin v Odin on Anatolia. Ooh, I'm seeing 4 board to start off with. Shadowfaxx just uses this great hunt on the goats. I think he's gonna just not even hunt at all and just do pure goats to age up. Iron Maiden, where his boar right there. Iron Maiden will probably just go straight to goats as well. They are docking on different sides of the map. Shadowfaxx docking on the right, Iron Maiden on the left. Yeah, Mirror Wars. Oh, is he gonna try to combine wood and food? Okay, so it's a nice boar luring there to get it pretty close to his wood there. Do walking woods walk on Voobly, or were they also dumbed down? I don't know what you mean by dumbed down. You can control the walking woods on Voobly. I don't know if you can do that unextended. How much dough is on the line? So the winner of the entire tournament gets maybe 150 bucks, something like that, around there. I would be surprised if either of these players win the tournament, but you never know. With this kind of the rules, it kind of opens things up. Wow, look at Iron Maiden. He's trying to combine everything on one ox cart, which looks great at the beginning, but then as the vills have to start moving further away from each other, it's going to end up being a little bit of a train wreck. So this is a bit, it looks cool at first, saves him a little bit of 50 wood and 50 food, but he's going to end up having to make an ox cart eventually, and pretty soon, once the tree line here gets pushed further away, he's going to start having some inefficiency, which will not make it worth it. But right now it looks kind of cool. Building probably coming down here to build the dock down here. He might end up making an additional, I guess he's just going to great hunt on goats to get a lot more goats. He might end up making an additional, idle town center right now. Ooh, it's about 5 seconds maybe. There he goes. Now let's take a look at Shadowfaxx, see how he's doing. He's one pop ahead. He has probably a little bit more fishing, and is already building his second dock. And is just hunting. Well, actually, isn't hunting at all. He's just eating his goats. So Odin does get a 20% bonus gathering hunt. So, and hunt also gathers faster anyway than goats. So Iron Maiden getting a little bit of an advantage here as far as still hunting from his boar. But yeah, okay, I was gonna say so now is about the time to get that second ox cart. And here it comes. And boar comes running down. So yeah, he'll be able to share gold mine with Hunt. So that's pretty cool. And yeah, here comes his second Ulfsark. I think Shadowfaxx will make a second as well, though he is a little bit faster in building his buildings. So yeah, no. So he'll actually stay with just one. Looks like he was a little bit faster to build his dock, so he doesn't need a second Ulfsark. Oh no, he is building a second Ulfsark. I guess it's standard because if he wants to start building more docks, he'll want to get his second Ulfsark. So this is I like this map, especially for Odin. Iron Maiden, the pig farmer. But Anatolia is a pretty interesting map. I kind of use that word a lot. But in that you kind of have a very delicate balance between land and water. Kind of like Midgard, although this map is a little bit better just designed than Midgard. But the gold mines outside of the base are always right in the middle of the map. And that could be huge, because if you go a little bit too heavy on water, you'll fall behind on land. But at the same token, if you go too heavy on land, you might fall behind on water, and then you'll be losing your fishing economy. So we could see kind of a variety of different strategies here. You could almost see kind of a semi-fast heroic with Nord, because that gives you a Kraken. And then you can also do some shenanigans with early trees and a mountain giant. Or you could kind of do more of a heavier water fight, followed by a town center grab, and then a slower heroic. I don't really know what's better. Definitely not. If you watch me play, you'll know I'm not a Norse player by trade. So I don't really know what would be better. I think both strategies are viable. The semi-fast heroic, and then the more of a heavier water push into a town center grab into a slower heroic. I think done right, the fast heroic could maybe take advantage of it. Is Erebius allowed? It might be. I don't know if it is. So we'll see how heavy they fight on water. So Shadowfaxx got 2 docks on the bottom. And Iron Maiden's got 2 docks on the bottom. Actually 2 on the top. So Iron Maiden's got 2 on both sides. And we do see one longboat getting queued up for Shadowfaxx. Actually, he's got 2, and he's also got another one on the top. I mean, you have to go to some level. Oh, what relic does he have? Oh, brings free food to your cities. It's a very, very slow trickle. Okay, so some First longboats are here. Iron Maiden doesn't have any yet. You do kind of get a defender's advantage on Anatolia. This is like a really hard for Shadowfaxx to fight through this because of the two docks here, which can then also fight. But Shadowfaxx can kind of at least prevent fishing from this. This water is kind of further, a little bit more open, but that is kind of the bad thing about Anatolia, is because of shooting docks, it kind of tends to become a bit of a stalemate on water. And we have forest fire here. Oh, wow, I just missed it, but we had 1, 2, 3 Vills killed with that forest fire. That is not good. You should not lose 4 Vills, actually. I wish I could rewind and see that. Again, I was just a little too slow, but there's no reason 4 Vills should die from a forest fire. And up here we have no Vills dying on Shadowfaxx's side. A lot of low HP Vills, but none dying. And that is not good. That's big. 4 Vills. I mean, that's a lot of your land eco right there. Holy cow. It needs to be careful. Looks like Shadowfaxx is going for a kind of a semi-quick, fast heroic. And uh-oh, this forest fire is still coming. Oh, just moved in time. Oh, that's funny. Just moved her in time. That hurts. That might really hurt. Iron Maiden has to be carefully fighting under dock fire here. Needs to maybe fall back. You'll eventually lose this. And it's pressuring really heavy on the water, though. Definitely, he is... Oh, we got some throwing axemen here. Okay, Valkyrie in on the throwing axemen. These Hersier just running right past. And he's falling behind, back on the water. And now Iron Maiden needs to go back. Go back. I'm trying to play for him. And, oh, he's going to lose Valk, lose Hersier, lose another Hersier. So what initially started as a good trade for him is not bad. But he does have Shadowfaxx completely pushed off on the top here. Is Shadowfaxx aging? Nope. Kind of had to change plans. I think he was thinking about it because he really had a ton of eco. But now he has switched, and now he's grabbing a town center. Iron Maiden needs to watch his boats. They are dying. To the dock. Oh, Iron Maiden, there he goes. Because really at this point you don't want your goal is not to kill the dock, it's just to prevent fishing. And oh, you don't want to lose boats like this. Oh. Essentially lost 2 boats for nothing. And on here it's just kind of a stalemate. Eco for the fish. Purse sign for Shadowfaxx. Iron Maiden, purse sign as well. Iron Maiden trying to stop this town center. I don't think he will. So he will be behind. That forest fire hurts a lot. Losing the boats for kind of no reason up here. He's lost a lot of boats for just a little bit of idle fishing time. Not worth it. Iron Maiden has kind of taken bad trades on water. He had a little bit of a bad trade on land. He is behind on a town center. Looks like he's going to try to grab a town center now. And he'll be able to. Iron Maiden does have more boats. This is a good fight for him. Shadowfaxx not quite paying enough attention. This is what I like about... Oh, why is he retreating? Huh? I'm confused. Okay. Alright. Eco upgrades, just hand axe, and pickaxe. And, well, I guess Shadowfaxx not paying attention either, so he'll lose his boats anyway, but that was a little bit of kind of a baffling play there. Iron Maiden is not fishing from his last pack of fish down there, so Shadowfaxx actually has all 12 of his fishing ship, or actually no, not 12. 3, 6, 9, 18. 18 per player, and Iron Maiden is missing 1 pack. Alright, so Iron Maiden is trying to at least fortify up on the middle, get on all these gold mines. Shadowfaxx does have this gold mine kind of secured based on this town center. Might want to make like a wall here. Shadowfaxx does have his 3rd town center grabbed already, so he is ahead, mainly due to that forest fire, I think, and then also Shadowfaxx didn't make quite as many boats on water. Like Iron Maiden, if he knew, could come up here and force a lot of fishing ships idle. But he's not, and in fact he's making some Valkyries, and Shadowfaxx will be aging up now pretty quick. Nord, aging up with Nord, and Iron Maiden is not close to aging up. No, he's not. He's also moving forward to this forward gold mine. I don't know if making the extra Valks, you actually made both of these Valks. I don't know if you get much value out of it. You're spending 400 food to slow your, and it's slowing it. I mean, that's 400 food you could just put right towards your age up. Iron Maiden needs to push. He doesn't know this, obviously, that he has more boats down here, but at least if he has this many, he could kind of go forward and kind of look. You know, take a look and see how many boats Shadowfaxx has. But Iron Maiden is behind, aging up, behind economically. The Nord push, it will be pretty strong, and Iron Maiden's getting some more units picked off. Yeah, you're right, it's not looking good for Iron Maiden here. I mean, he's just gotten no value out of these Valkyries. And we have Nord. I'd like to see maybe once this mountain giant comes down, it looks like Shadowfaxx will maybe try to pressure here. And then come around the side and get the Walking Woods plus Mountain Giant here. And Nord also does give the Kraken. So insta-kill on the boat there. And we'll whack that boat. And that boat's down. And we'll probably end up almost clearing out all of those boats by himself. But Shadowfaxx lost some units here. But here come... No. Let's see. The time is now. Come forward. Iron Morty, did I say that? Iron Morden. Oh, well. Yeah, so this one Kraken is completely decimating Iron Maiden's ships. And, oh, we're building a market, so Shadowfaxx might be aging soon? Maybe for a... Okay. Oh, there's the Walking Woods. That's a maybe not the best use of it. Here they come walking along. These Valks, if we can get in on the hearse here, these Valks will actually start doing some damage, but they're almost dead. But the Valks will help tank some throwing axeman damage. And I don't know why Iron Maiden is running right here. Just you can keep on mining. Trees actually don't do a ton of damage to Vils, so I don't know why he's running. Like, he could actually kill those. So actually kind of an inefficient fight here for Shadowfaxx. And he's lost quite a bit of army. He's not getting a ton of value out of his trees. And actually Valks with their... Valkyries get him bonus damage against myth units. That's pretty much standard for any myth unit. And actually, Shadowfaxx, that attack didn't go. The attack didn't go as good as it could. Oh, a little bit of a raid here. A few Vils dead. Hey, what's up, Samir? You're just in time for game 5, a final game of this series. And yeah, that is giving Iron Maiden time. They're both sharing this gold mine. I wonder if Iron Maiden's aging up with Scotty. Yeah, he is. Scotty isn't a bad choice either. And that did give Iron Maiden quite a bit of time. And Skady is a huge power play. You can frost. I don't think he needs to frost this. He could if he wanted. That's a lot of Vils that'll be idle as well. So that's not a bad trade at all. This will help Iron Maiden catch up. You'd like to maybe get slightly more value out of your frost, but I mean, when you think about it, that's 10 Vils that are idle for about 50 seconds. Needs to be careful though. You got throwing axeman to get at this only hero. There he goes. Now he notices. There he goes. Nice micro, a little bit slow, but he's got it. Get him on the fire giant, or the, oh, no, not on the fire giant, on the iron. You wanted to use the special on the Jarl. Now Iron Maiden does have to fall back, though. Iron Maiden, very low population. He doesn't have enough military buildings. And he's actually not even training units out of any of them. What is he doing? Is he aging? No. He tried to kill the market and he didn't. So Iron Maiden's having to get pushed off. I don't know where his army production went, but he stopped his army production for a while. Like for the entire time during that fight, he didn't make any military. And now he is kind of gold starved. Not kind of, he actually is. And like he's queuing units, right? Well, they could have killed him. And he doesn't have a hill fort, and the Jarl are really strong. An extra 27 hit points just for being Odin. And Iron Maiden is in... I thought he would have been able to react a little bit better than what he did there, because he's selling gold. It looks something. He's trying to age up with... I think he's trying to do a Ragnarok win. He has this gold mine here. I don't know why he isn't mining it. Yeah, Iron Maiden is trying to sell some more wood. He sold like 1,700 wood. And now he will age up. Kind of his only chance is the Ragnarok. But Shadowfaxx probably isn't far behind at all with his own Rag. In fact, Shadowfaxx is actually ahead with Rag. So it is looking very grim for Iron Maiden, who is also off of water on the top. Yeah, he just only had 4 military buildings, and they weren't even producing. And Iron Maiden is kind of running out the time here. I don't know why this mountain giant stopped killing the market. And now we have the Shadowfaxx just in such a much better position. And now he uses Rag just a little bit sooner than Iron Maiden. So he's got 267 pop Rag. Iron Maiden will not be nearly at that. And he's in a big trouble. Just was slower to get town centers, which put him behind. He wasted too many boats without getting much value out of them. And, I mean, Shadowfaxx even has an army of axemen to kind of counter the Rag that'll be coming. And he probably has more Rag anyway, so Iron Maiden is up 95%. He wasn't active for a few years, but he's been playing pretty regularly, so you can't really blame this on rust. And here comes the Rag v Rag. But Shadowfaxx has all of the throwing axemen. Trying to get a surround, I think, but Iron Maiden 250 pop, Shadowfaxx 230, so Shadowfaxx is slightly behind, but he's got a ton of throwing axemen, which are just going to do so much damage. Eco upgrades, we'll find out. I'll take a look later. I guess I can't, there's no bills to check. But yeah, these throwing axemen will just clean up, and that will be the end of that. So, whew, I didn't even check armory upgrades. So Shadowfaxx at all the second line, and Iron Maiden only has just hack armor, and he wasn't even fighting with a whole squadron here. So this legion of Ragnarok heroes were off somewhere else, but it's too late. And that is GG. So Shadowfaxx really well played. I felt like he played this pretty well. And my guess was that the semi-fast heroic would be better. And, well, I guess they both kind of did the same strategy in a way, just that Shadowfaxx was much more refined and well played by him. I wish I could check eco upgrades, but there's not a single vill to check anymore. But economically, we can look. I will assume that Shadowfaxx was quite a bit ahead. Well, not actually a ton ahead. The problem, I think, was that Iron Maiden, he had kind of pretty bad resource distribution. He had 1,800 wood at the time when he had not a lot of gold. This is him selling wood to get his gold, which that's not economical at all. Civilian count, Shadowfaxx actually had fewer. He had 76, so Shadowfaxx had a 50 vil rag. Iron Maiden had a 80 vil rag, 90 maybe. But the lack of armory upgrades and not having any throwing axemen, that really killed him, because Iron Maiden did the rag without any sort of secondary army. Shadowfaxx did his rag at full 160 pop going into it. So, and the armory upgrades are huge. They're very big. So GG, well played by Shadowfaxx there. That was a really nice game by him. I really feel like he didn't make very many mistakes at all. So Shadowfaxx moves on to the round of 8. So let us get back to our overlay, and we will update the very last game here. By the way, guys, new haircut. It's what, 3 hours old, this haircut. It was getting pretty long for summer. So real quick, let us update Odin v Odin for game number 5. Odin. And we will copy, paste the win here on Shadowfaxx's side. So Shadowfaxx was at one point down 2-1, and he ended up coming back to win. So real quick, guys, let's take a look at the bracket. Just be careful if you have not watched my other stream. Yeah, he knows Thor. I'm kind of surprised. If you haven't seen my other streams for this summer tournament, you'll get a little bit of spoilers because I've streamed so far all of the -1, all of the second round games, and I'm going to be showing you a bracket with the second round games entered in. So might want to not look if you don't want spoilers. But we will update our score here. So Iron Maiden 2, Shadowfaxx 3. In fact, you can't see it right now because of the overlay. And we are looking at our bracket right here. So far, I've done 1, 2, 3, 4 of the round 2 games. I can't do this one because there is a bunch of recorded games that were saved and restored here. I still have Count Von Count versus Racing Cat, Nyan Racing Cat to stream. Hell's Ravage versus Hero OP. And then Skady versus Matrius. I'm seeing 3 close matchups for these, and really so far all of these matchups in round 2 have been close. 3-2, 3-2, 3-1, 3-2, 3-1. So far very close games. So we've got 1, 2, 3 more round 2, and then we'll do round 3 when they come along. Round 4 semifinals, and then the finals. So we've still got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, hopefully, streams left for this tournament before all said and done. So that's pretty awesome. So here you get a free ride. Yeah, no games. So yeah, he didn't have to play the first game. So we'll see. I don't know what the status is of these games yet. I don't think they've been played yet. Hopefully soon. Do I have a link of that bracket? Yeah, you know what? Let me put it in the chat. So this is my bracket for the tournament. This is so I'm updating this one. This is my personal bracket I made for the tournament, and it's accurate to the actual one. So yeah, that's the link in chat, guys. Yeah, Hell's Ravage hasn't scheduled yet either. That's kind of dumb. I don't know why you'd sign up and then not like schedule. I've never understood that. But whatever. So those are the games. So yeah, count isn't quite. You're right. Count isn't the same force he used to be. You're right, but he's still pretty good. And 9 Racing Cat is pretty good too, but he's primarily just an around or just a Atlantean player. So he'll have to kind of use some non-main gods. Hell's Ravage versus Hero B. Hopefully that gets played. And then Skady versus Matrius should also be a very good match as well. I'd give the edge to probably Matrius. Now, player did not sign up. I would assume the reason is that have to change gods. And player is pretty much pure Zeus 1v1. Like, I don't even know if I've ever seen him play non-Zeus 1v1. So he didn't sign up probably with the assumption that he wouldn't win. He probably has a different excuse, like maybe he's too busy. But let's be real. That's the real reason is he'd have to change gods. Magic, Squash, Chemo, that's actually not unusual. Squash and Chemo never sign up for tournaments. I don't know why. They never do. Magic didn't because I suppose he maybe could have played, but he's banned from RTS Sanctuary, which is where the tournament is at, so it'd kind of be hard to schedule. But I suppose he probably could have played. But he's also kind of busy too. But yeah, Chemo and Squash almost never sign up for tournaments, which is kind of pointless. Like, kind of stupid. Like, I don't know. I never, this is just me. I don't put much value in just random 1v1 games, Voobly, whatever. Like, to me, tournament is kind of where it all comes out. That's when people prepare and try their hardest. So, like, people want to say, like, Chemo is one of the best players, and I can't say that because he doesn't play tournaments. And, like, the only tournament he did ever play in, he lost in, like, the second round. So, like, to me, Chemo's not a top player. If you can't even play tournaments, I'm better at Chemo in tournaments. Jeez. At least I won a game in this tournament. Chemo didn't win any, so better than Chemo. Better than Squash. Suck it. Why is Magic banned? Well, it's a long story. I might play a game or something. Magic is banned. There was some yeah, I'll play. These guys aren't very good though. So there was Joe. I don't know if Joe would be the favorite here because of having to play different gods. But I mean, he won the spring tournament and got second. No, he won the winter tournament, got second in the spring tournament. So, like, with the most recent tournament results, he's the best player. But having to switch gods, he's pretty much an Egyptian god. But I mean, he could play Isis Ra Set, so he just needs to win Isis Ra Set, and he's golden. And then in the there might be a best of 7 for like the finals, so he'll probably at least have to go non-Egyptian, so that might hurt him. Is he doing good with other gods? So he might be. See, unfortunately with my schedule, I can't ever be around when like normal people are around playing or such, so I can't really keep track of that. But we will maybe try to get a game in. Does anybody have any other questions at all? There's no even games to even play right now. So I might just, if I can't get a game quick, just turn the stream off. And thank you guys for watching. Is he okay with Greek? I mean, Joe's a great player. I mean, you don't get that good with a god and then just not be able to play other gods. It's just a point of getting used to strategically what to do with other gods. Like, he has the skill, it's just learning how to play. He has no problems with me. No, it's losing god can't be it's any god, winning or losing. So there are no repeat gods. So yeah, once you use Thor, if you lose, it's out. So yeah, Eggy is, I don't know, but when you think about it though, I'm hosting a 1v1, trying to get one. Most gods only have just a couple strategies, really, like at competitive levels. when you think about it. Like Zeus, for the most part, just has a couple strategies. Egyptian, you can do other things. It's just nobody does. Like, you can fight classical age. It's just people don't. But, I mean, when you look at, like, Kronos, they do the same thing every time. Kronos pretty much is the same thing. Loki is the same thing. Odin is pretty much the same thing. Thor, people just don't really use. But, I don't know. I don't think that argument really holds, because it's most gods do the same thing. But I would overall agree with you, though, that other gods are more fun to watch. So I don't disagree with you with that. But I think it's really most gods are kind of do the same thing. You know, I can't find a 1v1. I might just join this 3v3. Well, now there's not even people in the 3v3. If anybody's in the chat and wants to do a 1v1, I'm open for that. I like Age of Empires too. I love watching it. I like watching the tournaments. They're really cool. The problem is I just don't have a lot of time, so I don't get a chance to. But yeah, I like Age of Empires too. It just takes a lot of work to be competitive, though. And yeah, it is too bad that Age Mythology is kind of inactive. Like, Age Mythology needs what Age of Empires 2 has, which is a super rich Arabian guy that donates money. What do you mean, how do I watch? I just on Twitch. I don't do it on like Boobly Spectator. I just do it on Twitch and watch the casts. Too many units in AoE 2? Maybe. A lot of the units kind of serve the same purpose, though. They're just kind of re-skinned in a way. I got a 1v1. Yo. Alright, what god do you guys want me to play in our 1v1 here? I got a 1v1 against a pretty decent player. Oh, too many to manage. Yeah. It's 200 pop, and you're right. It's each unit costs on. Does this summer tournament have a prize? Yeah, it does. I think the winner gets like 100 or 150 bucks or something. Why is Magic banned? Theoretically, so far it is permanently banned. The reason for that is a while back there was a tournament that Hell's Ravage hosted, and there was some disagreement about what happened to the money. There just miscommunication. Or bad communication on Hell's Ravage part. So Magic felt that he was shorted money. So he kept complaining about it. And eventually, where did my chat box go? Eventually, the owner of RTS Sanctuary, which is Master of Freedom, just gave Hell's Ravage the money that he wanted, and Hell's Ravage just wouldn't let it go, and then he kind of got temporarily banned because he wouldn't let it go. Not Hell's Ravage. Magic wouldn't let it go, and just kept complaining about it even though he got the money. So he got temporarily banned, and then while he was temporarily banned, I guess he was posting stuff from private forums and telling people about it, so then he got permanently banned. So that's the long story short. Whether you agree with it or not, it is what it is. Yeah, somebody wanted, okay, Hades. Somebody wanted Ra. I might do Ra. That is the Cliff Notes version. I'll do Hades. Sorry, the one guy that wants Ra, but I might do it later. Hades versus Zeus. I'd say it's not a good matchup for Hades. All right. Yeah, it's not really that spicy. It's just dumb. Yeah, the centaurs is kind of the natural way to beat Hades here. You know, that's not a good... I don't want... That wood line is so terrible, but this one is forward. I'll put it this way. My opinion on the ban is... I can see why you got banned. But it's also not good for the community. And the problem is, once you say, well, you're banned, and now, well, you're perma-banned. If you change the ban, then, like, where is, you know, do you have any sort of, you know, where is your reliability? Now, you know, what does your word mean? You can just change now? I mean, I don't know. So, I don't like it. I mean, I don't also like the way... I don't... Oh, why are these vills idle? It's just a lose-lose situation. I have too many vills going up there, too. Get him to form a written apology. See, I don't... Maybe he would. I don't see him doing that. He's... Magic's a little bit, maybe, I guess you could say hard-headed, I suppose. And sometimes, it's just too bad. Magic was my prodigy, you're right. I don't want the... No, don't shoot. I really... Dang it, this guy is dying in a terrible spot. We have an understanding, I guess you could say. Me and Magic. We aren't really friends. I don't agree with what he does. Who are the mods on my channel? I don't have any mods, man. It's just me. I don't need help. Most of my people are naturally pretty well behaved anyway. But yeah, we So, but yeah, I don't mind Magic. I don't agree with some of what he does, but that's alright. I mean, he's who he is, I'm who I am. It's alright. So yeah, we kind of had that understanding. I kind of want to age up pretty soon. Anyone in the community I don't like? I mean, I guess I kind of find it hard to, like, well, where do I go here? I guess the person that would be close to me not liking is Chemo, just because he's annoying. I don't really have. I mean, I don't have a problem with him. I mean, it's the internet. I mean, how can I really dislike somebody? You know. Man, this is like as far as watering hole goes, this is wide open too. You know, it's not like somebody went and had sex with my wife. Man, this is a rough map too. Have you ever tried to build forward temples and be aggressive with shades? No. You don't, I mean, your shades you don't get until, yeah, not yet. Now, if, say, for example, Magic had sex with my wife, I'd probably get pretty mad. I really want my other hero for the incoming centaurs. Yeah, finally able to comment. Yeah, I know. I felt bad that it wasn't working. I probably shouldn't have even made this, It's almost worth it to... I probably shouldn't have made that, stable. Because you're right, I don't think they do anything here either. I should have just gone straight up to a town center. Did I give him pigs? Whoopsies. Oops. Well, I didn't want him anyway. Oh, I got a villain here. I forgot that upgrade. Dang it. Probably didn't even quite need to use... Oh. Oh, there's that bill right over there. Yeah, I do want that relic. Yeah, the hips actually did some work there. I didn't think they would. Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to get out though. From where I'm at. You know what I mean? Like, there's no way I can get out of my base without going up. So I'm unfortunately gonna, and I don't even know if I can even push out in Mythic, or not Mythic, Heroic either. Look at that, that's really bad. Oh, dang it, that's idle. My elephants must be up here, and that's a ton of hunt too. See, and that's also the problem, is he just gets so much hunt now. Pick up that relic, my man. What was that flying down here? How did they get in? Oh, he probably made a transport. That's a pretty good idea, actually. Yeah, he must have made a transport. That's too bad. Have they been hiding? I don't think they have been. Yeah, he's got a transport. That's okay. Let's try not to get housed though, you know. Sorry guys, it's kind of boring. Why is that town center idle again? Oh, let's yeah, Sentinels are strong, they just can't move. I wish they could. Do I try to get this town center? Oh, I need more gold, don't I? Dang it. Wow, he should not have let me get this town center. Unless something crazy is happening. That is a big mistake by him. I need to upgrade my line of sight. Okay. This hyena. Oh, he's gonna go for a underworld. No, I clicked up. The problem is with this minimized user interface, it doesn't show. Hyena. I think I got both on, didn't I? Yeah. I need to get all of my building upgrades though. Oh, that's not good.
Εισβολή. Λέγε. Πρόσεχε. Μάλιστα. Πρόσεχε.
Έτοιμο. Έστω. Μάλιστα.
Πρόσεχε. Ναι. Έστω. Πρόσταγμα. Λέγε. Ναι. Μάλιστα. Πρόσταγμα. Βούλουμε.
I don't know how this is working out.
Έτοιμο. Καλώς.
Μάλιστα. Καλώς. Πρόσεχε. Ναι. Λέγε. Μάλιστα. Ναι. Βούλουμε. Έτοιμος.
Ναι.
Πρόσταγμα. Βούλουμε.
Πρόσεχε. Έστω.
Πρόσταγμα. Πρόσεχε.
Well, you know, I have Underworld as well.
Έτοιμος. Πρόσεχε. Βούλουμε. Μάλιστα. Ναι. Μάλιστα.
Λέγε. Βούλομαι.
Πρόσταγμα. Πρόσεχε. Μάλιστα. Εισβολή.
Λέγε. Καλό. Λέγε. Πρόσταγμα. Έτοιμος. Πρόσταγμα. Χώρο. Έτοιμος. Πρόσταγμα.
Πρόσταγμα.
Λέγε. Εισβολή.
Πρόσεχε. Εισβολή.
Βούλομαι.
Λέγε. Πρόσταγμα. Εισβολή. Πρόσεχε.
Έτοιμος. Ισμάχη.
Λέγε. Εισβολή.
Λέγε.
Έτοιμος. Εισβολή.
Έτοιμο.
Πρόσταγμα. Έτοιμος.
Λέγε. Λέγε.
Πρόσταγμα. Εισβολή.
Έτοιμο. Πρόσταγμα.
Έτοιμος. Εισβολή.
Λέγε. Χώρο. Καλός.
Πρόσεχε.
Πρόσταγμα. Λέγε. Καλός. Εισβολή.
Πρόσεχε. Λέγε.
Finish that tower, jeez.
Πρόσταγμα.
Πρόσταγμα. Εισβολή.
Πρόσταγμα. Εισβολή. Πρόσταγμα. Εισβολή. Έτοιμο. Έτοιμος. Βούλομαι. Πρόσταγμα.
Get this out of my face. I just need to make sure he doesn't have any more bills anywhere.
Λέγε. Βούλομαι. Λέγε. Πρόσεχε.
Ορθός. Βούλομαι.
Πρόσεχε.
Eco really sucks.
Εισβολή.
Έτοιμος. Έτοιμος. Πρόσταγμα. Λέγε. Πρόσταγμα. Λέγε.
Ooh.
Έτοιμος. Βούλομαι. Ορθός. Βούλομαι. Πρόσταγμα. Βούλομαι. Λέγε. Βούλομαι. Έτοιμος. Πάνι. Λέγε. Βούλομαι. Βούλομαι.
Πρόσεχε. Βούλομαι.
Ναι. Έστω.
Λέγε. Χώρο.
Ναι. Εισβολή.
Λέγε.
I do need.
Βούλομαι.
Oh, dang it. That sucks.
Πρόσεχε.
Έτοιμος.
Πρόσταγμα. Βούλομαι. Βούλομαι. Πάνι.
Πρόσεχε.
Πρόσταγμα. Εισβολή.
Πρόσεχε. Ναι. Μάλιστα.
Still has.
Πρόσεχε.
Λέγε. Εισβολή. Λέγε.
Yeah, I don't know why he's making Myrmidons. They don't get any.
Λέγε πρόσταγμα.
Λέγε εισβολή.
Λέγε. Ναι.
Βούλομαι. Βούλομαι.
Πρόσεχε. Έστω. Πρόσεχε.
Πρόσταγμα εις μάχη.
Πρόσταγμα.
Λέγε. Τόμος. Ναι.
Πρόσταγμα. Λέγε βούλομαι.
Μάλιστα. Ναι. Μάλιστα. Ναι.
Πρόσεχε.
Πρόσταγμα. Εισβολή.
Έτοιμος. Πάνε εις μάχη.
Έστω. Ναι. Πρόσταγμα.
He still has the
Λέγε. Λέγε.
Underworld too, which I'm not, or not Underworld, Ceasefire.
Μάλιστα. Εισβολή.
Πρόσταγμα. Μάλιστα.
Πρόσεχε.
Πρόσεχε. Βούλομαι.
Πρόσταγμα. Όρο.
Oh, I thought I built that.
Πρόσεχε. Μάλιστα. Ρητόμος.
Πρόσταγμα. Όρο. Πρόσταγμα.
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 No, this isn't a tourney game, just for fun.
Πρόσταγμα. Ναι.
Πρόσταγμα.
Πρόσταγμα. Έστω.
Λέγε βούλομαι.
Έστω.
Έτοιμος. Πρόσταγμα. Πρόσταγμα.
Έτοιμο. Βούλομαι. Βούλομαι.
Πρόσταγμα. Βούλομαι. Πρόσταγμα.
Πρόσταγμα. Λέγε. Εισβολή.
These vills are really annoying.
Πρόσεχε. Έτοιμη. Εισβολή.
Λέγε εισβολή. Εισβολή. Εισβολή.
Πρόσεχε. Έστω.
Why do I have so much food?
Λέγε βούλομαι. Λέγε βούλομαι. Βούλομαι. Λέγε.
Πρόσταγμα. Καλώς. Βούλομαι. Βούλομαι. Όρο. Βούλομαι.
Πρόσταγμα.
Έτοιμος. Όρο. Λέγε πάνε εις μάχη. Πρόσταγμα. Όρο. Λέγε πάνε εις μάχη.
Λέγε.
I should see if he's got a town center that's close to water.
Λέγε.
Λέγε.
Πρόσεχε. Πρόσεχε. Τόμος.
Λέγε. Λέγε. Βούλομαι.
Just the problem with that town center being down is it's my main trade town center. My trade route is so bad without it.
Έστω. Μάλιστα. Βούλομαι.
Πρόσεχε. Λέγε.
Λέγε. Μάλιστα.
Λέγε.
Πρόσταγμα. Πρόσταγμα. Έστω. Πρόσεχε.
Πρόσταγμα. Εισβολή.
And that's what hurts.
Πρόσταγμα.
Λέγε.
Πρόσταγμα.
Λέγε. Ναι.
Έτοιμος. Όρο. Λέγε. Εισβολή. Όρο. Καλώς. Όρο.
Oh, I didn't have enough gold for that guy. See, I can't lose that town center either.
Πρόσταγμα. Μάλιστα.
Έτοιμος.
Πρόσεχε.
Πρόσταγμα. Λέγε. Καλώς. Εις μάχη.
Λέγε. Έστω.
Λέγε, καλός, καλός. Έτοιμος, καλός.
Λέγε. Βούλο.
Πρόσταγμα. Βούλο. Ρητόμος. Λέει μάλιστα.
Λέγε, εισμάχη, εισβολή, εισβολή, εισμάχη. Λέγε, καλός.
Well, it wasn't bad, I guess.
Ορθός. Βούλομαι.
I probably needed to use
Έτοιμος.
my underworld at some point to counteract. But yeah, my one town center being in Addy range, or not Addy range, siege ship range just hurt so much. Like if it weren't for that, I don't know if I'd win, but it would be super close because losing that town center, which is my trade town center, that was big. But yeah, I had the opportunity to push the middle town center, but my eco, I ran out of wood at the bad time, and I had no siege. Like I didn't have a fortress, no Acropolis, nothing, or even like Gastrofates, nothing like that either. So I couldn't really push it. The probably thing what I should have done is, rather than pushing here, I should have done an underworld to get in his trade route. But it's easy to figure that out after the game. Like yeah, and then earthquake also. That's also the advantage of having the Plenty Vault. Plenty Vault is a good god power. Some people don't like it, but the earthquake wasn't. I'm actually going to be right back for after a minute or two. So give me a second. I just needed to use the underworld. I mean, his underworld was fine too. It forced him out my earthquake. But give me a sec. I'll be back. Maybe play another game or two. I've got to go. I got to step aside for a minute. Alright, guys. So I apologize, but little baby woke up and she's grumpy, so I'll have to turn it off for the night. I gotta be a dad. That's why he was stuck in the underworld. So I appreciate you guys watching. I should be back tomorrow for some games. But little baby woke up in the middle of the night, very grumpy. So I think she's probably hungry. Are you hungry, girl? You hungry? Yeah, you're probably hungry. So I'll see you guys later. So yeah, I hope she sleeps too. So, it's 1 o'clock in the morning and you're wide awake. Usually she sleeps good. So yeah, I'm sorry, I would have played a few more games, but the family calls. So I'll catch you guys hopefully tomorrow night. We'll see what I might stream. I might just play games. I might find maybe some RTS League games to stream, or maybe some of the more 1v1 games. We'll see. I'll find out. But yeah, starting about 2.5 hours before this time will be about the time I get on tomorrow. So I will catch you guys tomorrow. Hopefully, hope you guys enjoyed. Sorry, but family is more important than you guys. My bad. So, Ava, can you say bye?
No, of course not. You can't even talk.
Can you? You can't talk. So, see you guys. Have a good night.